Hello everyone, this is Yazan. I am a foreign pharmacy graduate who has passed the foreign pharmacy graduate equivalency exam in the United States recently. And today I will talk about the steps to become a pharmacist in the United States for foreign pharmacy graduates. First of all, I want to disclose that all the information in this video is obtained from the FPGEC Candidate Application Bulletin between 2022 and 2023 at the NAPP website, which is subject to change without notice. So it is advised to check the most current bulletin at their website. Okay, so the Foreign Pharmacy Graduate Examination Committee oversees the FPGEC certification process and grants the FPGEC certification through NAB to successfully candidates who fulfill all the requirements. This committee evaluates the qualifications of pharmacists licensed and educated outside the United States who wish to become licensed pharmacists in the United States. And once you grant the FPGEC certification, you will be eligible to continue the other process to become a fully registered pharmacist in the United States by passing both NABLIX exam and the FPGEE, which is the law exam. This FPGEC certification is not a license to practice pharmacy in the US. However, it is an equivalency certificate for your pharmacy degree in order to continue the other requirements to become a fully registered pharmacist in the United States. Okay, so here, who needs this FPGEC certification? I divided those candidates into three groups. The first group is the foreign pharmacy graduates, those who have received their primary pharmacy degree from a recognized school of pharmacy, yet not accredited by the American Council of Pharmacy Education. The other group is for graduates of ACPE accredited post-bachelor's pharmacy programs, but their initial pharmacy degree is from a program not ACPE accredited. For example, if you have a bachelor in pharmacy and you have done a master's in clinical pharmacy, you will need to do the FPGEC in order to become or be able to practice pharmacy in the United States. The third and the last group is for graduates of professional pharmacy degree programs, the PharmD or the Doctor of Pharmacy, outside the United States and its territories that awarded pre-certification or certification or pre-accreditation by the ACPE. Okay, so here's the summarization of the steps for the FPGEC certification process. First of all, you will need to create an APB electronic profile on the NAPP website. And by doing this profile, you will get a unique number, which is a unique identification number for you as a pharmacist through the National Association of Boards of Pharmacy. The second step is to complete and submit all the requested documentation for the FPGEC certification application. The third step is to pass the test of English as a foreign language internet-based test. It's called the TOEFL exam. And the last step is to pass your foreign pharmacy graduate equivalency examination, the FPGEE. Okay, so here I can give you a certain advice is that the steps here are interchangeable. For example, you can start by sending your documents before you are passing the TOEFL or the English exam, or you can, which is the one I really recommend, is to pass your TOEFL exam and then send all or start the application of the foreign pharmacy graduate certification. And by doing this, you'll make sure that you will get the benefit of 2 years before your application might be expired, or in case you did not pass your FPGE from the first attempt, so that your TOEFL exam will not be expired before your application. Okay, so step 1 is to complete your FPGEC application, pay the application fee, and submit your documentation. The FPGEC application fee is $550, non-refundable. And you will need, once you pay this fee, you can start the process of sending a hard copy of the FPGEC attestation, which must be filled and signed by you in the presence of a counselor official or a notary public. And you will also need to attach one of the required photos. There are two photos are required. One of them should be attached to the FPGEC attestation at the required box in that paper, and the photos should be passport sized photos. And the counselor official or the notary public has to stamp or sign or do the both signature and stamping on the photo itself. And while it's, I mean, the stamp and the stamp and the signature should overlap with a portion of the attached photo and the application paper. So this is the attestation that is found on the FPGEC website, and you have to put the photo here in the blue box, and the notary public or the consular official should sign and signature here that will overlap with the photo here and the paper here, and then you have to sign your name, and the notary public will also need to sign his or her name on the paper before you send it to an APP for review. So there are two identical photos are on the documents to mail as a part of the application process. The photos must show your entire face and be of a passport size and quality, and be taken within 3 months of the date you submit your FPGEC application. And as I explained before, one of the photos will be attached to your attestation form, and the second photo must not be signed, notarized, or marked in any way. You must also include a certified copy of your current ID, a certified copy of your passport, and this is usually done by foreign pharmacy graduates or non-US citizens. Step 2 is to submit your evaluation report application to ECE, which is stands for Educational Credential Evaluators, which is a non-for-profit public service organization specializing in the evaluation of foreign educational credentials. In this process, you will be required to submit the following documents. First is your official pharmacy school transcripts, including any qualifying pre-pharmacy, bachelor's degree, or post-bachelor coursework. The second document is an official proof of your pharmacy degree, which must indicate the title of the degree and the date of issuance. And the FPGEC committee requires a minimum curriculum length. For those who graduated prior to January 1st, 2003, you must have completed at least 4-year pharmacy curriculum at the time of graduation. If you graduated beyond that date, you must have completed at least 5-year pharmacy curriculum at the time of graduation. Otherwise, they might require you to take certain courses to fill the gap in the pharmacy curriculum. The official transcripts must be in a sealed envelope or must be sent directly from the institution, and they must include original inked or Dre school seal or stamp, original signature of a pharmacy school official, not a copy, and dates you attended pharmacy school, the title of each course taken, the number of hours of study, graded or other documentation proving completion of your degree, your pharmacy degree. They will not accept unofficial photocopies of transcripts. The ECE general evaluation reports are retained by ECE for 2 years and will be used for all current and subsequent FPGEC applications. After 2 years, a new ECE general evaluation report application must be submitted. And now after you submitting your application to ECE, you will need to request a general evaluation report. And you must also order, so you will send ECE the documents and call and ask them to do a general evaluation report. And in your application for ECE, you must also order an extra copy of the report to be submitted directly to the FPGEC committee by the ECE. Step 3 is to submit your pharmacist license and or registration, ID, and other supporting documentation. Applicants must hold an unrestricted permanent license, registration, or both, the license and the registration, to practice pharmacy in the country where the pharmacy degree was earned or the country where they were practicing pharmacists. All official documents must include the date it was issued, include the license number and or the registration number, include an inked or impressed seal or stamp of the issuing body. Usually it is the syndicate of pharmacy in your country. Include an inked signature of an authorized individual from the issuing body to certify the document. Be sealed in an envelope by the issuing body. And lastly, if the document is a photocopy, it must contain an attested true copy stamped with the original inked initials or signature of the individual from the issuing body. Once sealed in an envelope, the envelope may be submitted to the FPGEC by you or the issuing body. Okay, to sum it up, all documents must be sent by mail, whether it is to the ECE or the NABP. Documents must to be submitted to NAB or the NABP is your FPGEC attestation form, personal photos, proof of your license and or registration, and a photocopy of your current ID. Usually it is your passport. Documents to be submitted to ECE. First is the official pharmacy school transcript and the official proof of your pharmacy degree that indicates the title of the degree and the date of issuance. And official, if your documents are not in English, an official word for word English translation from a credentialed translator must accompany any documents that are not in English or contain non-English stamps or seals. The name on your FPGEC application must match the name that appears on your official transcripts. Now, for the envelope that must be sent to the FPGEC, you should write your name on that envelope and also your e-profile number that is shown on your e-profile page. So it can be used as a reference to you if you want to clear the TOEFL first, but to send the documents except the FPGEC attestation. Okay, so for the TOEFL IBT requirement, which is the English test for foreigners, or a test of English as a foreign language. This is required for acceptance to sit for the FPGEE. So in order to be eligible to take the FPGEE, you have to pass the TOEFL exam first, and it must be completed by all pharmacy graduates, including native English speakers, and also US citizens. Who studied pharmacy in a school outside the United States. The FPGEC does not accept my business score and will not consider a total score on the TOEFL IBT, which means that you must complete all 4 sections of the TOEFL IBT in one testing session. If your score is less than the minimum required score in any section, your score will not be accepted and you have to repeat the test and pass all sections in one exam. The passing score are valid for a FPGEC program for 2 years from the date of the administration of the test. That's why I recommend you to first finish your TOEFL exam and send your documents before you start your FPGEC application. Once you pass the TOEFL, you can send the scores to the NABP and then and then you can start your application or pay the application fee in order for the FPGEC committee to start reviewing your whole documents in order to be eligible to sit for the FPGEE. And this will save you in case you didn't pass your FPGE in the first attempt. The TOEFL IBT score reports only accepted from ETS test centers located in NABP member and associate member jurisdictions, including the 50 US states and some provinces in Canadian provinces. So you can't do, they will not accept your TOEFL IBT scores from ETS centers that are located outside those 50 US states and the 10 Canadian provinces. And these are the required minimum scores of the TOEFL in order to be accepted by the FPGEC committee. So for the reading part, you must get 22, listening 21, speaking 26, and the writing 24. And usually the speaking section is the most difficult one for applicants. And I believe there's a new update for the TOEFL IBT by ETS, which means that I believe it is more easier than before, which sounds really good for new applicants. Step 4 is to take and pass the FPGE exam, which is the last step before you grant the FPGEC certification and be able to continue the other requirements to be a fully registered pharmacist in the United States. Okay, so here, once you are eligible for the FPGEE exam, you can sign up for the exam and pay the FPGEE fee, which is $650. The fee is refundable within a certain period of time. Once you register for the exam or pay the fee, you receive your authorization to test letter from the VOE test center, and once you will receive your FPGE identification card by mail once you have received your ATT, and then you will be able to schedule your exam appointment in any center in the United States only for the FPGE. In conclusion, I want to wish you a best of luck on your pharmacy licensure journey in the United States. And if you really find this video very helpful, please like and share. And if you have any question about the FPGE equivalency in the United States, please put your question in the comments below and reach out. And I will try my best to answer all the questions. Thank you very much.